The NBA needs to be begging Cooper Flag, return to Duke. We don't need a one and done. Heading into the NBA, we need our version of Caitlin Clark.
What is up, world? Welcome back, Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck, and we are here to talk about something very interesting that was bought on the podcast YouTube channel Fearless with Jason Whitlock. He made a very interesting point, and I want to come to my Charge the Game family to ask you guys, what do you think about Cooper Flagg and Caitlin Clark comparison, and him being the one person that can save the NBA or at least turn it around in the right direction. Make sure you guys get in here, subscribe to the YouTube channel, thumbs up, like the video. Let's go. So those who do not know who Cooper Flagg is, he is a phenomenal basketball player at Duke. He got to play in the Olympics with LeBron James, Steph Curry, and the whole team. This guy is the next great thing. And instead of being one and done like most of these athletes have been doing, many are suggesting that he stay in college because the whole one and done format does not work for the NBA. And what do I mean by that? There are a few kids that can go straight from college or straight from high school and be mature adults. And a lot of people are speculating, right, especially Jason Whitlock, that the reason the NBA has a problem, the reason that the NBA is in bad shape, is because these kids go straight from being one and done to getting all this financial success, all these millions and millions of dollars. And this is why it is less competitive, because they aren't developed into proper men of basketball. And I have to agree with this, guys, because look at the mindset. Look at the mentality, right? Take Caitlin Clark, for example. Why is it that Caitlin Clark has so much success, so much impact on the W that she can afford to turn down the NBA All-Star Weekend and anything tied to it? It is because she has revived the sport. You know how she did that? She stayed at Iowa for as long as possible. Now, I do believe that Caitlin Clark went all 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, guys. Please let me know in the comment section. But look at what that did for the fan base. Look at how those fans followed Caitlin Clark around the world. They show up in all the arenas, right? They pack out the stadium because of what they saw her do years and years and years at Iowa State. The same thing with Magic, the same thing with Bird, and definitely the same thing with Michael Jordan. It is the rise of your fan base following you, pursuing you, and building up that anticipation, guys. And what we have is a flash, lightning in a bottle, with these one and done athletes who go to these prestige programs, and when they get to the league, they make their money and they become mediocre, they become injured, they load manage, and they adapt the mentality that has already been a part of the league. Cooper Rush has the opportunity right now, guys, to reverse everything wrong in the NBA right now by staying in college another year or two, grow that fan base. And you know what's going to happen? The NBA is going to start to see more and more of these basketball players do the same thing, and everybody's going to become competitive again. If you watch how all of the NBA superstars and all-stars spent years and years in college, it allowed a fan base to grow, and it allowed the mentality to develop. That's what's most important, because they are not mentally competitive anymore. Everybody's wishy-washy. Everybody's nice. No one wants to challenge the veterans. Yes, they are more superbly talented, but they don't have the grit. That's why I don't give into the new generation when they say that they can play in the older generation or the old times because of their skill set. But they don't look at the heart. They don't look at the grit. They don't look at the mentality of what those players did. And everybody had a role. Now you got these players who are very lazy. Everybody wants to shoot a three or a dunk. But back in the day, people actually played to their positions, which was more fundamental basketball. And that's what this league is missing, in my opinion. Now let's get into what Jason Whitlock had to say.
Everybody involved that loves and cares about the NBA need to be begging Cooper Flagg, return to Duke. Establish. The NBA needs to be begging Cooper Flagg, return to Duke. We don't need a one and done. Heading into the NBA, we need our version of Caitlin Clark.
And now you guys get where I was going with this. Why is it imperative that we get someone like Caitlin Clark, someone with more years under their belt, someone more developed, and someone that can have a captivating fan base like Mr. Cooper Flagg looks like he's already having, and he's going to be the next big thing, just like Caitlin Clark was, because that fan base, guys, and this is just one person. Imagine if at least 25% of the NBA had this type of fan base where, you know, people really followed you years throughout college, and then once you made to the NBA, you lived up to everything. It's the same thing LeBron James did. LeBron James made sure he capitalized off of the hype. He made sure that he did not let himself go. He made sure that he stayed dedicated to his craft. And this is coming from someone who is not a LeBron James fan, but I do admire and appreciate how he was able to groom the game in his way. We got to get back to this, guys, because the mentality of these players now, they're very soft, they're very boring, they're very lazy, and all they care about is fashion. Fashion, and as long as the check is hitting, the money is too good for them to give AF.
We need our version of Caitlin Clark, a person that establishes a huge, gigantic brand in college basketball and then joins us. But here's the number one thing that is missing in the NBA, and it's taught and learned in college. It's when you join an organization and go through a 3 or 4 year or some sort of pledging process, you then take, and I don't like this word, but I'm going to use it because I can't think of a better one at this point. You then take pride in what you accomplished at Duke.
This is why I agree with Jason Whitlock, because if you ever done anything in life, whether it's become an entrepreneur at an entry level or become a scientist, an engineer, a mathematician, or STEM-related person, you know the development it takes from year 1 to 3. By year 3 to 5, you're probably already in a senior role or have multiple businesses by then if you're an entrepreneur. Because it takes time for you to pick up skill sets. It takes time for you to take losses. It takes time for you to persevere. And the mindset that's developed from that will always keep you great. And that's exactly what Jason Whitlock is saying, and that's why I agree.
What's missing in the NBA, these guys haven't been taught, haven't been through the process, don't understand, hey, I committed to something, I built something, I sustained something, and now I want to take care of something. Caitlin Clark has a tremendous amount of pride in Iowa women's basketball.
Case in point, guys, look how Caitlin Clark did it. Look at what Caitlin Clark is able to capitalize. Even though the W isn't paying her squat, her off-the-court revenue is through the roof. Her reputation, her resume, she can turn down $1 million interview. She can turn down a check from the NBA because of what she's built and the pride that she has. Cooper Flagg has the exact opportunity, and I assume in today's generation where it can be a copy-paste method, I do believe he's going to surround himself with a team that's going to look at the Caitlin Clark blueprint and want and wish that upon this young man. The reason that the NBA is not following this method anymore is because everything is about streaming. It's all about the quantity, not about the quality. The more and more athletes they can get into the league, like a Zion and a Ja Morant, as fast as they can, that's what they've been promoting. But look at what has happened with those two. Zion Williamson is a porn star, and Ja Morant wanted to be a pro basketball player / gangbanger. And you're going to keep getting these mistakes because they aren't properly developed. What's a kid supposed to do at that age with millions and millions of dollars? They've already bought their parents a home, and their families and everyone else gets a slice of the pie. They feel like they've accomplished everything in year 1 with the shoe signing and the first rookie contract. I mean, let's be honest here, guys. So that's what I have to say about this, guys, and it's just something Jason Whitlock brought to my attention. I want to ask you guys what you think about it. What's your feedback? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section. And we all are wishing Cooper Flagg the best in his journey and success. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.